My guest today is Lama, Jigme, Gyatso. Pretty close, right?
Pretty close.
And he called himself a liberal, controversial Buddhist monk, healer, and meditation teacher. Thank you so much for being with me.
You're totally welcome.
I have so many questions for you. My first question is, why do you wear those clothes rather than normal clothes?
As a Buddhist teacher, wearing this uniform makes me more available to those who are looking for help. One time I was on public transportation, we had a pullover, some poor fellow was having a seizure. While we were waiting for the paramedics to come, I was able to make my way through the crowd, let me through, I'm a priest, and lay hands on him and soothe him a little bit. And everyone was very comfortable with that. It also alerts the haters, which is less than fun. There's been times when I've meditated on the corner of a busy intersection. When people are on their way to work and they get to see something positive, And I've had cops pull me over. And this uniform helped a great deal.
Okay. My audience will want to know why you're sitting on a box and not on a chair.
Okay, several reasons. One, as a professional contemplative, who on a good day meditates and chants 6 to 8 hours a day, this is how I spend my life.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm just much more comfortable and resourceful in this position. Also, with my arthritis and my injuries, this is the way I'm, once again, most resourceful in the sitting position.
Did you bring the box?
This is your box. Your staff cobbled it together.
I know.
And by the way, thank you, cobblers.
Why are the candles?
Because your staff felt it would really be pretty.
Just found out that you're Jewish.
Yes.
So you are a Jew who is a liberal, controversial Buddhist monk. How did that happen to you?
That's a long story. When I was a kid, I had the mixed blessing of having a rather tragic familial experience. Lots of physical abuse, just about every type of abuse. So I was a pretty miserable kid, but with anger and fear and sorrow just beat me up. And so I was always looking for magic. And I would view spirituality as practical magic. And I explored different facets of Judaism, different facets of Christianity, different facets of New Ageism, different facets of Hinduism, Taoism, Buddhism, and the like. I knew I was a miserable kid. I didn't want to be a miserable kid. And so I was always searching for something.
Right.
And as silly as it sounds, as a 12-year-old, I saw Star Wars in 1977. And that was the first time I was exposed to the idea of holy man as hero. Because in popular culture, they're often viewed as charlatans or fools or cowards.
Who put you through so much pain? What caused it as a youth?
That's tough to say. My late mother was troubled. My late stepfather, very troubled.
What was your father, your natural father?
My stepfather was overbearing and domineering and demeaning, and he intimidated my birth father.
Really?
And that's all I know. I don't know much about it. My birth father passed on before I got a chance to actually meet him. So all I had was hearsay from my late mother.
So you wake up in the morning, you go into your meditation room, and then you do what?
Schedule permitting, I begin by chanting about 30 minutes worth of the Tao Te Ching. And
can you give me an example of that? A small example?
Well, I could chant some for you if you wish.
Right, that's what I mean.
Okay, Leah. I've got it on my trusty iPhone because it's easier to carry one phone than 15 books.
Oh, okay.
The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. Free from desire, you realize a mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is called darkness. Darkness within darkness, the gateway to all understanding. Darkness within darkness, the gateway to all understanding. Isn't that simply spooky sounding?
It does. So this is what you're saying all the time while sitting, or
no? It's I would call that a preparatory practice. I would do that for a half hour,
right.
And then I spend about 60 minutes doing a formal meditation.
Oh, okay. So what good does it do you to meditate like this?
Right. The liberation that's promised in the scriptures that I work with is not necessarily liberation from unpleasant things, but a liberation from the tyranny of unpleasant things. So let's face it, any chump can be happy when everything goes his way. What separates the men from the boys is the ability to cope and be fluid and even joyful and peaceful when you don't get what you want.
So does it make you a stronger man?
Do you like Clint Eastwood?
Yes.
Remember the movie Heartbreak Ridge?
Yes.
What's that phrase he kept saying?
I can't remember.
Improvise, adapt, overcome. And that's what he felt a real man was, or at least a real Marine.
Right.
I found that my contemplative practice contributes to my ability to improvise, adapt, and overcome, and also be loving and peaceful and joyful.
Are you a man?
I'd like to think so.
And what is a man?
A man feels the same spectrum of the full spectrum of human emotions, but he's not a slave to them. And he's able, in the midst of his experience, he maintains a modicum of self-control, a modicum of compassion, and a modicum of insight.
Do you feel like a man or a woman?
That's a good question. I wouldn't know. In this lifetime, I've only been a man. So I have no frame of reference of what it feels like to be a woman, although I suspect it's harder to be a woman than a man just because men, such as myself, can be idiots.
Are women smarter than men?
Some subjectively, to me, it definitely feels that way at times.
In what way?
I'd say that when men experience genius, it tends to be for one or two specific things, or three at the most. I found that women's genius is spread over more things at more times. And my lineage is tantric. My lineage is tantric, and so I have a tantric partner. I personally benefit greatly from being in partnership with a woman. I really feel that our gifts complement each other and that we make an excellent team. I'm currently in a fantastic relationship where we each have our own strengths and our weaknesses, and we support each other.
Are you married?
No, I am not.
When you say partnership, are you like living with a person? Are you living with a man or a woman?
I'm living with a lovely lady.
Is that the right thing to do?
I believe it is.
And why?
Well, you got me to use the believe word. So here's the thing.
You said you believe.
Yes.
And earlier you said you didn't believe.
I didn't believe in the word
now
believe.
You're confusing me.
I know, I'm just terrible that way. There have been many lamas who dress just like me and taught just like me and also practice tantric arts with a partner. So I'm very progressive. I'm very, very liberal. And one of the patterns I see, and many other progressives see, is the dichotomy between patriarchy and matriarchy. Many years ago, when we lived in a primarily agrarian society, in a Bronze Age civilization.
You've been married before?
Of shepherds, where you may own a land or you may own goats, women were treated very much like property. And for my where I'm at in my personal evolution, I want to shy away from that as much as possible. The idea of possession of a person.
So have you been married before?
I have been married before.
How many times? One. And did you feel as though you owned a goat?
Own a goat? That simply falls apart. I've never owned a goat. But
did you feel as though you owned your ex-wife?
What I felt was, when she wanted to part ways, when she wanted to leave me, she couldn't leave me when she wanted to, because she had to jump through so many hoops through the legal system.
I see. So your first wife left you?
That is correct.
Why?
That's tough to say. We tell each other.
What did she tell you?
We tell each other things that often, for reasons that make us look good or feel good. But those are seldom accurate. Not necessarily from deceit, just often from lack of self-knowledge. I think,
because
I think
sometimes, you know, what did she tell you? Why? She said, I'm leaving you, Mr. Buddha, because...
She expected of me to build a career as a hypnotherapist. I chose instead to pursue a career as a meditation teacher. Over the years of the marriage, as I learned how to gently and respectfully assert myself and say, no, I don't think so.
You gave her that expectation, though, when you met her and married, that this is the life you're going to have, but you changed along the way?
Personal growth was profoundly important to me. And anyone who's ever dated me gets that I really want to evolve.
Do you have children?
I don't.
Oh, good. You say that you're bisexual, too?
Yes. But I'm not a very good bisexual.
Not a very good one?
No, I prefer women.
But you mess around with men and women?
In the past, I experimented with that.
So in the past, you had sex with men? And do you have sex with men now?
No.
Why not?
There was a time when I was exploring, seeking relationships, and I dated men and I dated women. And there's a phrase I think I shared with your assistant or your producer, sapiosexual.
Yeah, what is that?
That's falling in love with someone's mind. It's falling in love with someone's heart. And I guess falling in love with their body thirdly, but that's not the first thing. I like a good mind and I like a good heart.
Do you have sex with the mind?
Metaphorically.
Really?
Metaphorically, a good conversation is very intimate.
So would you feel that way about men and women if you fell in love with their mind?
Well, my crystal ball is in the shop. In the past, I've felt that way about men and women.
Right. So let me ask, when you were having sex with men, did the women know that you were having sex with men? Did you tell the ladies?
Yeah, I'm an open book.
You said, hey, I mess around with men, and would they have a problem with that?
I've found in the past that when telling a prospective love interest of my bisexual tendencies or proclivities, there was 3 categories of responses. One was disgust, one was feeling threatened, and one was feeling really excited. In the past, I dated 2 women who were like super enthusiastic to have a bisexual threesome with me.
Really?
They weren't at the same time, and
right.
It didn't work out. I'm not really wired for casual sex. I seem to be wired for a relationship.
Did you ever have like a one-on-one relationship with a man?
For sure, I tried to.
Really? So are you a homosexual?
I would describe myself as a man who's explored his bisexual tendencies. And he's currently in love with, and involved in a heterosexual relationship.
What would happen if that desire for a man came up while being in a relationship now? Would you leave the woman and go be with the man?
That's an excellent question. And the answer is, you can be in a relationship with a woman and see another woman and you develop a crush on her and yet choose strategically to do nothing about that crush.
Right.
We don't have to be led like a bull by the ring in its nose.
Right. Let me ask, when the last time you had sex with someone's mind? Someone's mind or intellect.
So I don't really think of it that way.
Do you use a condom for that? I'm joking.